Hollywood. The Jack Benny Program.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Now, tonight, I'm devoting the entire program to something that I like to do, once or twice during the year, you see. Tonight, we are, isn't that funny? Look at the way, this is the silliest thing. Look at the way I'm standing. You see, all my pictures, you know, this is a habit that I've got. I always stand like this, holding my hand for some reason or other. Just a habit. Of course, when you're doing a show, it doesn't make any difference, you see. But when you're taking a shower, it's ridiculous. That's the silliest thing I'll say tonight. But I have so many habits that I've been trying to get rid of. Like, for instance, every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, this is the truth, every morning I wake up at 6 o'clock, not 5 after 6 or 10 o'clock. Every morning, 6 o'clock, I wake up. Then at 8 o'clock, every morning I have breakfast, whether I'm not even hungry, and I eat at 8 o'clock, just out of habit, you know. Then every morning at 10 o'clock, I go to the bank. You know. One habit I don't want to get rid of. And now to get on with the show, would you open the curtains, please? Now, as I said before, tonight we are going to devote this half hour to giving new talent a chance to be seen. And my producer tells me we have a lot of deserving amateurs waiting to come on. I haven't seen them yet, waiting to come on, and he thinks they really should have this opportunity. And then when you have seen them all, I'm going to ask you to indicate by your applause which one of the acts you like best. See? So, O'Don, you bring out the first contestant.
This is Mr. Jimmy Cross, Jack.
How do you do?
How do you do,
Yes.
Mr. Cross? Now, Mr. Cross, I see by this card here that you're a dancer.
Yes, sir. I've been interested in dancing ever since I was a kid. I plan to make this my career.
Oh, you do? Well, then let me ask you something. As long as you intend to make this career, I imagine you've studied the styles of the other great dancers.
Yes, sir.
Now, like, for instance, what do you think of Gene Kelly's dancing?
Well, I don't know. He's all right, but personally, I'd rather dance with my wife.
Your wife?
Of course, Gene Kelly's a little better looking.
Well, I don't know. I've never met your wife. You know?
Gee, I wish I could say that.
Well, listen, we're not here to discuss your domestic problems, see? So let's have your dance.
All right. Would you hold these for me, please?
Shoes?
And my socks.
Shoes and socks. Well, what kind of a dance are you going to do?
A tap dance.
A tap dance barefoot?
Yes, sir.
Well, this I've got to see. Go ahead.
Wrong?
This is amazing. You're barefoot, and I could hear all the taps like they were metal. How do you do that?
Well, you see, I have a condition called pedipharasitis.
Pedipharasitis?
Yeah, that's when the iron in your blood settles in your feet.
The iron settles in your feet, huh?
It runs in my family. My brother's got the same thing.
Oh, is he a dancer?
No, he's in the Navy. They're using him as an anchor. You see his toes spread further.
All right, I don't care. Well, look, thanks very, very much for coming over, and I'm sure with feet like those, you'll go a long way.
Oh, but I'm not finished yet, Mr. Benny. You haven't seen my grand finale.
Oh, there's more?
Oh, yes. It gets tremendous applause. People stand up and cheer.
Oh, well, then I gotta see this. Go ahead, then. You know, he must have been laying off a long time, because his lining only has 48 stars. Well, let's get to the next contestant. Don, will you give him these shoes before he scratches up the floor? And bring out the next contestant.
I'll be very happy.
Okay.
Will you come out, please?
Georgie.
Jack, I wish you'd mention my last name because I'm not on television as often as you are.
Well, they know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgie Jessel. Well, Georgie, what are you doing here? You're not an amateur.
I should say I'm not, but I have brought you a nephew of mine.
A nephew?
A nephew of mine who is a great virtuoso of the tuba. That's a musical instrument. And this boy is just wonderful. He's young. He has that sweetness of youth. And he flings out his unafraidness into the sky of entertainment, fearing nothing, knowing no hisses, knowing only the charm of wild applause. Youth with its roseate velvet skin. Youth that cancels 1,000 lies. And
Georgie.
Well, Jack, another way, you got a real hot kid for you.
Your nephew, has he really got a lot of talent?
Has he got talent? Jack, if he'd have been born 50 years ago today, he could have been me.
Well, you still haven't answered my question. But tell me, you mean this kid really plays, he really has talent?
He plays beautifully. Now, I've been in show business long enough to know what things are good.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not in the show business any longer, actually. As you know, I've devoted the energies of mine for the last decade to making speeches throughout the United States and all over.
I understand.
For various good causes. And then, of course, as I'm sure you know, I deliver a great many funeral eulogies. And, Jack, you don't look too well.
I feel fine.
Well, I can't win them all. This kid is really something. Really he is.
Well, let's hear him. Bring on.
Seymour.
This is Seymour?
No, this is a tuba. Behind it, this thing. That was a rather silly question. How could I have a brass nephew? I want you to know that this is Jack Benny, Seymour. Now, don't bow, because we'll have trouble getting you up again.
Now, how long has he been playing this thing?
How long has he been playing? Since he was a tiny baby.
A baby?
Yeah, he went from the bottle to the tuba. Now, look, Seymour, I want you to play, and by the way, he's going to give you his rendition of Asleep in the Deep. And I want to tell you something, Jack. He hits a low C lower than the lowest C that you ever saw. You see this kid?
Well, go.
He's handsome. I'll show him to you later.
Oh.
Seymour, now start in Sleep in the Deep. This is tremendous. He's a little nervous, I guess.
Well, I can imagine, yeah.
Child, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. His age, huh? Look, Seymour, go ahead. Blow for... Look, come on, Seymour. Blow for your Uncle Jack. Come on. He don't want it. I guess I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take him off and calm him down, huh? And then, don't worry, Sonny. And then I'll bring him back later. Look, Seymour, I want you to know that this is the Jack Benny program. And it goes from coast to coast. There's at least 100 people watching it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for Jessel to get his nephew ready for this, he's probably nervous, I can understand that. We'll have our next contestant, John.
Jack, this is Mr. Marv Willens and his dog, Satan.
Oh, well, how do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Benny?
Well, what a beautiful, beautiful dog. What a big dog. I bet he could jump a mile, huh?
Well, he is in pretty good shape.
Really? How long have you had him?
Well, he's been with me for 7 years, ever since he was a puppy.
No kidding. Well, it says here that we're going to see an amazing acrobatic act. Is that right?
Right.
What are we going to see?
Well, in order of execution, you'll see a back flip, a back spring, a front spring, mule kicks, a round-off back spring, back flip.
Well, that should be sensational, for heaven's sakes. That's wonderful. All right, let's have it, huh?
Drum roll, please.
Come back here, you and Satan.
Yes, sir.
Well, what about the dog? What does he do?
Nothing.
Well, then why did you bring him here?
He's afraid to stay home alone.
Well, I must say he fooled me completely. But I bet I wasn't the only one who was fooled. Now, how many of you in the audience really thought the dog was going to do something? Raise your hands. Nobody? Oh, well.
Jack?
We have a
Jack,
group.
Jack, here he
Now
is.
what?
Oh, and Seymour, he's all calm and fine. My sister-in-law, that's his mother, Grace, is back there, and we calmed him down. He had a little nap, and he just feels dead. Okay, now, come on, blow for your Uncle Jack. Come on now. Sleep in the deep. Sleep in the deep. Well, yeah, there's lower than C.
I know, but why doesn't he play?
Well, just give him a minute now. All right, son. Now, look, Seymour. I brought you here to play from the Jack Benny show. This is Jack Benny. Are you going to play, Seymour? Look, honey, I'm going to count 3. And if you don't blow something out of that thing, I'm going to give you such a rap in the pussy you never got in your life before.
Frighten the boy, you're making a wreck out
I'm
of
not
him.
making a wreck. You told me you wanted to get him on the Benny show, right? I got him on. Here he comes down. I got him a haircut, a new suit, and he doesn't want to play. That's all. I say play something.
Look, Georgie, if he doesn't want to play, he doesn't have to.
Oh, he doesn't have to? What should he do? Take his shoes off and do a buck dance? Play. People are watching, my friends, and this is all embarrassing to me.
Look, Georgie, if
You shut up. Who needs you? I'll show you how to handle children. You gotta be gentle. Look, Seymour, you'd make Mumsy very happy if you'd play the tuba for all these nice people. Seymour, there's nothing to be afraid of. Just once for Mumsy.
Oh.
Player, I'll jam that plumbing down your throat.
Grace, this is gentle what you're doing with him?
If he doesn't want to play, he doesn't have to.
Oh, yeah, it's a matter of principle now.
But I got a show.
Come on, you need a little more talking to. You'll come to.
We shall return.
You know, I thought Jessel was wrong when he said I only had 100 viewers. Now I think he's right. And for those of you who are still with us, I want to say that we have a group.
Pardon me.
Group
I
here.
beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Wait a minute. You can't come up here from the audience on the stage in the middle of a show.
I know, but you got a lot of acts and vaudeville acts on your show, Mr. Sullivan. I want to be honest.
I'm not Ed Sullivan. And anyway, you can't come up on the stage in that condition.
What's the matter with my condition? I'm celebrating a glorious American holiday, the 4th of July.
Today isn't the 4th of July.
Well, what's that guy doing up here with an American flag? Stand aside, I'll show you some acrobatic tricks.
We just had an acrobat up.
That dog is nothing. Get out of my way.
You're not programmed. Look, fella, you're not programmed on this show at all.
Just a minute. I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. That dog is
You
free.
can't go out in the audience, you know. Hey, fellas, come here. Drag him off, will you, please? He may be an amateur acrobat, but I know he's a professional drunk. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
This thing, if it's the last thing I do,
that I didn't expect at all. Now, I would like to present this group that came all the way from south of the border. They call themselves the Tijuana Troubadours. Now, it says here that you're a group here, you come from Tijuana, is that right?
Sí.
And you, evidently are the spokesman for the group?
Sí.
That means, of course, you're their leader.
Sí.
Now, what is your name?
Sorry.
Sai?
Sí.
Now, it says here that you're all related, that you're brothers, so evidently you must be a sister. Huh?
Sí.
You've been with this act a long time?
Sí.
And what is your name?
Sue.
Sue?
Sí.
Now, I imagine you being amateurs, you probably, you haven't got a chance to make much money, so I imagine you do something else for a living. Like you, what do you do for a living, Sue?
So.
So?
Sí.
It says here that you're going to play a number for us, right? See. All right, play something.
Siempre que te pregunto que cuándo, cómo y dónde, tú siempre me respondes, quizás. Pasan los días y yo desesperado y tú contestando, quizás. Estás perdiendo el tiempo.
Wait a minute, hold it. I want to ask you something. I've heard this song so many times, and those words, quizás. Now, what does quizás mean?
Perhaps.
Quizás means perhaps?
I think.
You think, huh?
Sí.
Oh!
Perdiendo el tiempo pensando por lo que tú más quieras. ¿Hasta cuándo? Así pasan los días y yo desesperado y tú contestando, quizás.
Thank you very, very much, and I predict that you will be amateurs for a long, long time. Now, I want to also thank you for coming all the way here to do your act for nothing.
Free?
See.
Check
very barato. That means cheapskate. Jack Benny viejo barato. That means old cheapskate.
I didn't know that that's what it meant. I got a Christmas card with that written on it. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, that you've seen all of the acts, I'm going to bring them back on. And then I want by your applause to indicate which act you like the best. Would you come back on, please? I'll put my hand over his head.
All right, Jack, I got it. All right, well, it's all...
But, George, it's too late. We haven't got time
You'll
now.
see what happens now. You'll kill him. And now, Sleep in the Deep, as performed by Seymour Fenivisi, my nephew. Go ahead.
Now he's trying. What's happened?
Something must be stuffed, Jack. Let's see.
What is there? I almost got killed.
Don't worry, I'm ready. You join me, my friends, on farewell to this great comedian.
Not yet! I said almost.
Okay.
They got that way ahead of time.
Now he does, I guess that's the best you can do.
All right. Well, now, listen, I just want to find out who got the first prize. Walk with this one. No, not you. Wait a minute. It was pretty close, but
Just a minute. What about put your hand over my nephew's head and the tuba?
Well, why? You only played one note.
That's right. One note isn't much entertainment. I'll make up for it. Ah, Swanee, how I love you, how I love you.
We don't want
We'll be back in just a moment, but first...
Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're all wondering why I would do a show like this kind of a show, you know, to give amateurs a chance. Now, I know some people think it's because I don't have to pay them. Well, that's not the only reason. I like to do these kind of shows. And ladies and gentlemen, may I present again my guest star, Georgie Jessel.
Thank you. I know that, Jack, with your modesty, you haven't said the reason why you do these things, because Jack got his first start as an amateur. In the early 20s, he had to appear as an amateur in Chicago. When he came up to the box office with his violin case, the cashier thought it was a stick-up, gave him $2,000, and told him the money. I'm one of the richest men I've ever seen.
It's not true. I only got $600. Well, good night, folks, and I'll be seeing you soon.